Yo, what is going on, guys? It's Showdown Smith, back again. I told you guys I was going to be uploading at least 3 times this week, and I am fulfilling my promise. And today, as I said in Tuesday's video, I'm going to be talking about Destiny 2 and why I do not play that game. Okay, so Destiny was one of my all-time favorite games. No doubt about that. I played that game for hours and hours. I fell in love with it from the moment it came out. And that game being so bad just upsets me so much because I had really high hopes for Destiny 2, and everyone else did, I'm pretty sure. But it didn't come close to meeting my expectations on any levels. Not even the graphics. Like, you would think that the graphics would be better, but they weren't, because they lowered the graphics in Destiny 2. But I'm not just going to talk about that game this whole time. I'm also going to be talking about Destiny 1 and why I liked it so much. Now, you see, in Destiny 2, there is a meta, but the meta in that game is terrible. And the weapons that you can pick from, they're all just extremely just bad, and they can never meet up to anything that they ever put out in Destiny 1. And even this is coming from me, a guy that hated to do player versus everything, but I still played that, and I actually enjoyed it sometimes. When I get onto Destiny 2 and play PvE, I want to gouge my eyes out because of how slow and boring it is. Like, when the Taken King came out, which is the worst expansion they have ever, well, the second worst expansion right after Rise of Iron, I enjoyed doing the raid in Rise of Iron and Taken King, and those were the two worst raids in Destiny, because they had bosses and it was actually challenging to complete. In Destiny 2, all it is puzzles. Okay, if I wanted to be completing puzzles, I would be playing Legend of Zelda on the 3DS. But am I doing that? No. I am coming here to play a shooter game, not a puzzle game. And another thing in PvP, whoever came up with the idea to only have 4v4 needs to be fired, because that is the worst thing that they could have possibly done to Destiny. Just, that is what made the game, was their 3 versus 3 and their 6v6 skirmish and trials and elimination. The best game modes in the game, and Rumble too, and I'm pretty sure they took that out. I don't know, I haven't played the game for 2 months. They took away what made the game competitive in skirmish, and that is why you saw all of these streamers stop playing Destiny 2 and go over to Fortnite, because that game is a giant rumble, and people love Rumble, no question about that. And just everything about that game, like how slow it is in the graphics. Okay, Destiny 1, like that is Bungie's probably second best product, right after, like, I don't know, probably Halo 2. Just based on the time that it came out and how popular it was. But Destiny is really close. That game was alive for 3 years, and Destiny 2 wasn't even alive for 3 months. When I hop into a game mode in that game, I feel like it's just going to be going on for hours and hours and hours. And like I'm just never going to be done with it ever. I need something that is fast paced with several good guns, and if I am an experienced player and I go into a game, I'm going to be able to dominate. In Destiny 2, there's no such thing as domination, because if you are bad, all that game is just team shooting. Like, nobody ever gets solo kills, and I understand that game makes people look and feel good about themselves, but the truth behind the matter is, like, you have to look at how many final blows they get, because you can do one damage to someone and it gives you credit for the whole kill, just like in Overwatch. But the thing with Overwatch is that that game has a competitive game mode, and they didn't take out any of the things that people enjoyed about it. But Bungie made a giant mistake, and I don't understand why they would ever do something like that because of how high up their game was. People were comparing it to Call of Duty. Now, I love Destiny, but it can't compare to Call of Duty. That is the best shooter game of all time. And the fact that they just didn't listen to their fans at all after saying, we saw the forums, we understand what you guys are upset about, and we're changing everything, and after they didn't, that is what made everyone so upset and want to leave Destiny. Now, I understand there are still people that love to play that game. I don't have anything against them. One of my best friends loves Destiny 2. I argue with him about it all the time, because if you were in Destiny year 1, you can relate with me that this game has nothing on Destiny 1. It doesn't have anything on year 2 either. And year 3 is when Destiny really started dying, and people started playing it again when they said Destiny 2 is coming out. Everybody was like, okay, I gotta get back into Destiny because Destiny 2 is gonna be great. But they did Trials of the 9, which ruined the game, because Trials is supposed to be a small 3 versus 3 competitive game mode where you get loot for going flawless. In Trials of the 9, all you have to do is get 7 wins. You could lose twice and then get 7 wins in a row. You could get 5 wins in a row, lose, then get 2 wins, and you still get flawless loot. And that takes the competitiveness out of Destiny, which that game never had. Okay, I can't lie, that game was not competitive at all. But Trials added something fun to it. Now it's just, okay, I'm going into an elimination game, and if I get 7 wins without losing 3 times, I get something special. Like, that doesn't make you good at all. It just says you can win 7 games without losing twice. I know 8-year-olds that could do that, but I know grown people that couldn't get 9 wins in a row without losing. That is one of the hardest things to do because of how competitive and popular the game was. Now you can go into a game with a team of squeakers and just win. That aspect of the game is terrible. And I know I've just been going on and on and on for about 9 minutes now, and everybody has probably clicked out of the video at this point, but I had to get all of this off my chest. Destiny 2 will never live up to anyone's expectations, ever. I don't care how many expansion packs you put out. I'm not giving Bungie any more money until they put in 6 versus 6. They put in Rumble, which is another thing. That was competitive. Rumble is like the only thing that a bunch of streamers played other than Trials and Skirmish. They need to add 3 versus 3 and 6 versus 6, not only just 4 versus 4, which is a terrible idea. They add raid bosses other than just one, and they need to take out the fact where if you don't team kill, you can't get kills. So if you did come to the end of the video, thank you, and I hope that you listened and really understood what I was talking about. I tried to make this as short as I could, but if you are new and you're just now watching this, I know that this is a late video, but if you're new and you're watching this, please do subscribe. I believe that this channel is going to be one of the biggest gaming channels on all of YouTube. I don't care what anyone says, you can think whatever you want, but just remember, when I'm bigger than you on YouTube, that you're the bum that was laughing at me. So I will see you guys on the weekend. Peace.